Well, hey guys, it is Joe the Credit Influencer, and today, huh? Oh, it's on a delay. Hey guys, Joe the Credit Influencer. Today is Thursday, November. God, what day is it? 19th, 4 o'clock Eastern time. And today's subject, we are going to talk very specifically about the joy of having a 720 credit score. Now, I'm kind of going to explain this to you because I want to explain it to you in a way that you guys can understand the difference between a 550 credit score and a 720. A 550 credit score is going to get you literally almost nothing that you want in life. Do you need to do something by the way? Okay. Well, just so you know, it's going to it's on a 7 second delay or something like that. However, okay, let's take a look here. We're having a little technical difficulties. Technical difficulties, guys. Give us a few minutes, and not even a few minutes. I'm going to talk as we go. Um, okay, so alrighty, guys. It is Thursday. Or no, today is Wednesday, November 19th, and we are going to talk about the joys of having a credit 720 credit score. Guys, Joe the Credit Influencer. Sorry for that slow start. Believe it or not, doing this is not easy. It seems very easy because when someone scrolls through and sees something that's live, they're like, "Oh, it's live," and hey, that person just was sitting there doing nothing, and then all of a sudden they decided to go live, and all of a sudden, no, there's a lot of prep work, a lot of prep work, way more than I thought. And so, want everyone to know that I have two cameras I'm going to be looking at. This is TikTok, this is YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and we have you joining us from multiple channels. As the credit influencer, I feel like I always have to start off by summarizing my story. I started this channel for two reasons. I started on November 11th. I started it with the idea that we were going to show influencers how to become an influencer. I have had a lot of people tell me, man, this is really good information. I am disappointed at how slow it's growing. I'm used to things going a lot faster. I am in the lead generation business, customer acquisition strategist, whatever the fucking word is. And I help businesses, including my own businesses, gain customers, lots of customers. Our total lead generation capabilities in one day is over 400,000 leads. And how many of those 400,000 leads turn into customers? Could be 10,000, could be 20,000. The point I'm getting at is I'm like got 168 followers, 107 followers, 130 followers. And I'm like, man, this is slow. Now, this is the right way to do things. And I'm going to show you how to do it. But man, it is a lot slower than I thought. So what we're going to talk about today on my story is that I created this to show people how to become an influencer starting from scratch. November 11th, I had 0 followers, 0 following, all that fun stuff. And I'm going to show people how to do it the right way, the way that anyone can do it. Yeah, it takes time, takes work. TikTok, YouTube, all those companies reward you for um, consistency. And so we do lives every single day to go over certain things. Today's live is the joy of a 720 credit score. Now, with that being said, I do want to talk to you guys about the other reason that I started this channel, which is to be the credit influencer, which is to teach anyone how to raise your credit score. A lot of people call it credit repair. Credit repair is removing negative information. It is more important, way more important, to add new credit to your credit report. Your credit score is made up of 5 things: your on-time payments, your debt tolerance, your credit history, your types of credit, and your inquiries. An inquiry, a hard inquiry, is somebody who is attempting to get credit for a reason. So if you're applying for credit getting denied, your score will go down faster, believe it or not, because now you look like a desperate person to a computer who's struggling to survive. But 35% of your score is your on-time payments of things you take out. So if you start right now and you add kick off a couple secured credit cards like I did, in 2 years, you will have trade lines reporting to your credit report. That will affect 80% of your score. It will affect your 35% on-time credit of your on-time payments of things that you voluntarily take out. It will affect your debt load. If you have $1,000 available to you and you owe $100, your credit score is going to be higher than if you have $1,000 available to you and you owe $950. Okay, especially with Experian, they're heavy on debt load factors. The history, if you have 2 years, bad stuff won't even hardly affect you. It might affect you buying a home, buying a car, things like that, but it won't affect your score. So adding new credit is more important. My story, I summarize it quickly. 1990, got my first job, made $1,700 take home per month. Thought it was all the money in the world in 1990. Living with mom and dad, life was glorious. 2 years later, wanted to go back to school. 13 of the 14 things that I had minimum payments on went to collections. 1995, I went to a credit repair company to fix my credit. They didn't tell me what they were going to do, so I didn't buy. I didn't trust them. I was like, that sounds fishy. 1997, bought a home. My dad had to co-sign and give me 15% down. An $80,000 home cost me $12,000 to get into. 1999, I got divorced. I read the Fair Credit Reporting Act and said, you know, that company from 95, what wouldn't they tell me? I got curious. I read the Fair Credit Reporting Act. I learned how to remove all negative information from my credit report. In 1997, I had to have 15% down on an $80,000 house. In 1999, 6 months after I started fixing my credit and removing the bad stuff, the new stuff that was reporting to my credit report made my credit score go from a 550 to a 680 or something like that. And I bought a home, zero down, for $250,000 on a lake, and lived there for 5 years. It was a wonderful, glorious life living on a lake. Had a boat, had a jet ski. Jet ski fell apart. Another story. That was my story up until 1999 and 2000. In 1999, I also got into the mortgage business and built up 128 rental properties until 2008 when the mortgage meltdown happened. And then I had to fix my credit a second time. I thought I'd never have to do that again. But life had other plans. That in 2008, 14 things went. I mean, I had 14 foreclosures. It was a disaster. 2014, I started to write credit letters again to dispute all the negative information on my credit report, which I did successfully because 90% of the mortgage companies were out of business, didn't even respond. Remember, when you're removing bad credit on your credit report, which we can help you with if you want to, you don't even need a credit repair company. I'll talk to you about that in a second. But you write letters to the credit bureaus. And when you send your letters in, let's say you write the letters and you mail them in on November 18th, 19th. Let's say the credit bureaus receive them on December 1st. They have 30 days in which to do a dispute resolution and find out your results. And they're going to come back with one of 4 results. The first result is the information's yours. It stays on your credit report. It remains. The second is that they do an investigation. They find out that it is your account, but the information needs to be updated because it's actually not correct. Your balances are off, things like that. So the account is yours. The information's incorrect, so they update it. The third response is that they realize that there's 7 million Joe Johnsons in the world, and the wrong information is reporting on your credit report. So you the information gets removed. And the fourth result is that the credit bureaus send a dispute to Sears, Ford Motor Company, whomever, and they don't respond at all. And that information falls off your credit report by default. That's how credit repair companies work, guys. That's all you ever need to know about credit repair. ChatGPT can fix your credit. If you go to ChatGPT and you say, hey, ChatGPT, can you help me fix my credit? They're going to say, sure. And they'll tell you what they will do, what they won't do, but you'll have to upload your credit report, which I don't trust myself quite yet. Sorry, I just don't. Just my opinion. The next thing is that you can use these AI credit repair companies. You can use a credit repair company, guys. When I used to teach credit repair, in 1999, when I learned credit repair, I was like, man, who the hell would ever pay for this? So I brought people into seminars. I was in the mortgage or real estate business. If you couldn't buy a home zero down, come into my seminar, we'll fix your credit. So I'd sit them down and I would explain everything I just told you guys. And I would hand them a pen and paper, so let's write your letters. And everybody would go, nope, I don't want to do it. And I was like, well, why not? She goes, I just now know that you know how to do it. It's a lot of work, and I'd rather pay you to do it. They gained trust by me telling them what I was doing. And I didn't even have a credit repair company. I didn't even know what to do. So I didn't do credit repair, but I helped them fix their credit so they could buy a home. I said, hey, okay, I'll tell you what, if you give me a deposit to buy a home, I'll fix your credit. When your credit score becomes good, we'll get you to buy a home. was fan-freaking-tastic. It was easy. Me teaching someone how to do it gained trust and credibility in their mind that I knew what I was doing and they were ready to buy, because it is a lot of work. It's kind of like saying, hey, why go pay $100 for an oil change? I'll go buy 4 quarts of oil and change the oil. Then when someone shows you what you're doing, you're kind of like, you know what? Fuck that. That's a lot of work. I don't want to get my hands greasy. I want to take an hour. I live in Florida. It's 180 degrees outside. You'll melt. I'm going to an auto place, oil change place. Now that I know what they're doing and they know what they're doing, I'm going to get in and out of there. I got better things to do with my time. And that's how, things happen. But in 1995, I didn't buy credit repair because they just simply lied. They were like, well, we're not telling you what we're doing because, that's our magic potion. And if I tell you what to do, you don't need me. It's like, well, that sounds horribly fishy. If they just would have explained it, I'd have bought it. But they didn't. So transparency, guys, everything should be transparent. And I'm hopefully teaching you some transparent things. Hopefully I'm teaching you the monumental importance of adding credit to your credit report. That is 80% of your score. Getting rid of the old stuff is important, but not nearly as important. If you're a lender and you're looking at someone, you need to see 3, 4, 5 things paid on time, including their rent. That's the most important thing. Rents are ridiculous right now. Let's say it's $1,500 a month, which may be cheap where you live. And if it is, I'm sorry. I mean, God, it's horrible. But a $1,500 payment, if you're paying a property management company and you pay on time, that's the first thing a mortgage company is going to say. Hey, great, you want to buy a home? You have proof that you could actually add rent to your credit report. But rent doesn't report to your credit report unless you go to self. And I'll talk to you all about that as we go. We have thecreditinfluencer.com. I would love for you to sign up for the Credit Influencer. Subscribe to our newsletter. Sign up for text message and when we go live and stuff like that. It'll be wonderful and beautiful for you. And hopefully it's entertaining and informative. There's an old stat, guys, in internet marketing when we talk about customer acquisition strategies. When you're looking for an idea, and I have several different businesses. I'm going to tell you one of them right now, but there's a guy named Neil Patel. Neil Patel, fantastic. Love this guy. I watch all his shit every chance I can. I have ADD, so I watch 30 seconds of it, but I can pick up on it. So I kind of know what he's talking about. He talks about something called the TAM, tangible, accessible market. Okay. TAM is what he calls. He's like, listen, you can spend all your time inventing a new product. By the way, I'm going back and forth camera to camera. We started November 11th. I'm trying to show people how to do this, and there's shit like this is going to happen. We can't figure out how to get TikTok live into our studio so we can it's fucked up. But that's why I keep going back and forth. Everyone's like, man, this fucker's probably drunk. I'm not drunk. I haven't had anything to drink besides Starbucks, which is ridiculously overpriced. Can't believe I buy it. But we all have our weaknesses, right? Guys, I do a lot of personal development. I talk to my staff about personal development. And I felt kind of like imposter syndrome. Like, I'm an imperfect person. I'm a fucking psycho. Not in a bad way, but like I got all these ideas and I want to create things. I want to bring beautiful things to this world. I want to help pet charities. I got a lot of shit I want to do. And, it's an overwhelming thought process in your head. But the reason I'm telling you that story is that I used to tell people I can't really talk about personal development because I feel like you need to be perfect to talk about, how to become perfect or how to get better. And actually someone said, you know what? His name was Brandon. He goes, I struggle with stuff every single day, and hearing your struggles, your actual struggles, and how you got over them is 10 times more important than you acting like you're perfect or not waiting to be perfect. So I'm telling you guys that because for many reasons, including that if you have credit issues, for the love of God, don't be embarrassed. I've had to do it twice. Okay. I think I'm semi-successful. Most people will look at me and look at, the house I own, the lifestyle I live with traveling and things like that and think I'm successful. I don't feel successful. I don't know how to explain that any better. Like, I just don't feel successful financially just because, I'm not in a place where, everything could run on its own, I suppose. But at the same time, other people would look at me and think that I'm successful. I'm like, how'd you get there? How'd you do it? And you go through all this stuff, and a lot of it's personal development, like thinking better about yourself. I didn't realize that people had bad inner voices until my wife told me, I talk really bad about myself. I look fat. I look this. I look that. When she looks in the mirror, I'm like, honey, you look great. What are you talking about? My inner voice, you think I was the biggest, I'm my biggest fan by far. I'm delusionally my biggest fan, which means, I don't know if that makes any sense, but like, I'll look in the mirror and I am overweight and I look, man, I look good. I look badass. Look at that fucking body. But I don't look good. I don't. I'm overweight. But my inner voice is like, you're a badass. And I think that's kind of a weird male female thing. I ask a lot of my female employees and like, oh yeah, I'm my own worst enemy. I talk bad about myself. It's like, guys, stop fucking doing that to yourself. You kidding me? Stop doing that. If you're not your biggest fan, who the hell is? Be your own biggest fan. Let's get focused and get you started on the better life, but it all starts in your own head. Don't talk bad to yourself as yourself, if that makes any sense. Like your inner voice, beat the shit out of it. Start lying to yourself if you have to. Start telling yourself good things. When you do, good shit will happen. So, anyway, tangible, accessible markets. Do you want to create something that doesn't exist, or do you want to take a small percentage of a large market? I have a coffee brand, Jojo Java. If I can get 1/1000th of 1% of people to drink my coffee, I would make $30 million a year because there's 200 million coffee drinkers and 100,000 of them. If I could get 100,000 of them to drink my coffee, I'd have a $30 million per year coffee brand. Credit. There's 178 million people that need credit repair. Credit's a large market to get into, and that's a wonderful market. We're in the credit markets in our call centers, in our emailing, in our brands, in our lead generation, and our customer acquisition strategies. We generate leads for our brand, the credit influencer, and then we give out other people's products like SoFi, Self, Kickoff, Credit Builder IQ, Chime, Walmart, GoToBank, Earnin, all these different companies. When you sign up with us, we're going to recommend only companies that we've researched and that will do you well. So, the title of this live is The Life of a 720 Credit Score. So, I'm going to start storytelling to you guys because I want to tell you how wonderful it is to be up above 720. So, excuse me, that coffee is going down the wrong tube. By the way, funny story. A lot of people are like, you want a coffee brand, but you went to Starbucks. It was across the street. I didn't have a brewer for my own coffee. I don't hate Starbucks. They're a good company. Okay. Would I like 1/1,000,000th or whatever, 1/1000th of 1% of Starbucks? Fuck yes. I'd have 100,000 customers and I'd be loaded. Anyway, the life of a 720 credit score. So when you have a 720 credit score, let me just tell you that not much is off limits to you in the world of credit. If interest rates went down and I wanted to refinance my home, I could because I have over a 720 credit score and 20% equity in my home. I have significantly more equity than 20%. I probably have 60%. I think I owe 400,000 on a $1.1 million house. And if interest rates go down, I can refinance. I was trying to refinance on those before the interest rates went up in 2021 or 22. I didn't do it in enough time. I had a good enough score, but I didn't have the income stream to do it on a 15-year loan. Long story, but I can do it now. So having a 720 credit score is the first step. You have other things you have to qualify for, guys. You have to have reserves. You have to have equity. You have to have payment history. You have to have income. All those things are important. But you can't go anywhere if you got all those things but a 550 credit score. Okay. Now, this live is not to shame people who have a 550. This live is to give you something to shoot for, guys. It's important that you have a goal. There's a personal development speaker named Zig Ziglar who passed away. And Zig Ziglar tells this wonderful story about John Archer. John Archer was the world's greatest archer. In 357 rounds of competition, he won 357 times. He was unbeatable. But Zig Ziglar said, I can teach any of you how to beat John Archer in 1 hour, provided that we blindfold John Archer and then we spin him in circles so he doesn't know which way he's shooting. And people in the audience started to laugh because Ziglar was a very famous speaker, and they go, Ziglar, that's crazy. How can a man hit a target he can't see? He goes, let me ask you, how can you hit a target you don't have? If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to know how to get there? So, guys, your goal is 720. And please listen very carefully. I'm going to say this as authentically as I can. You can do this. It's not hard. Follow our instructions, join our lives, follow, like, share, all that other fucked up stuff you have to do. And I've got nuggets of information for you all the time. Getting a 720 credit score, no matter where you're at, is about two things, and only two things. Let's keep it super simple. Number one, remove bad credit. Number two, add new good credit. Joe, that's great. How do I add new good credit? So glad you asked. If you go to the creditinfluencer.com and you sign up, you can click on sign up and fill out name, email, phone number, and subscribe to our email newsletter, which we will email you 3 times a week with all different types of credit offers that will be good for you. We will also text you when lives come on, when certain features come on, and we will help you get to where you want to go. I happen to be, I think 759 is where my last credit score check was. So I'm above 720. So, first thing, buy a house, refinance a house. My housing issues are over because I have over a 720. Now, there's income, there's other things, but again, starting practical with you guys, you have to have over 720 credit score gets you the best rates. Okay. If you're between a 680 and 720, you're going to get a knock on your rate. If you're 680 to 640, you're going to get another knock on your rate. You can still refinance your home, but you're going to have all these knock-ons, which is either going to cost you points or going to cost you a higher interest rate. That's just the way it is. Okay. So let's get you to 720. The next thing about a 720 credit score, I can literally call any auto place in the world and get a car right now. As a matter of fact, true story, not even joking. I drive cars till they fall apart. I don't know how to say this. I think when I went broke in 2008, I just became extremely frugal. Some people call it cheap. I call it frugal. So I remember from 1999 to 2008, all the money I blew on dumb things, trips to Vegas. I was single at the time, so girls and dates and whatever. I blew a lot of money. When I went broke, I had $3 left in my name, October 25th of 2009. Couldn't even go to my 20-year high school reunion. Didn't have the gas money to get there. Didn't own a car. Car got repossessed. It was horrible. I lost everything, including my pride. It was just horrible. I just hated every single thing about that time in my life. And when I think about it and talk about it now, I try to skip over it because it's painful. It was a horrible thing to go through. But you learn. When you have those feelings of, man, I spent $1,000 in Las Vegas, man, I'd kill to have $1,000 right now. And when you do that, you just learn. So I have a 2015 Chevy Malibu. I will drive till it falls apart, and it's pretty fucking close. Okay, I love this car. Paid $8,000 at an auction for it. I paid cash for it in 2016. I've driven it for 9 years, and it's been very reliable. It's been fantastic. Who the hell's calling me all this time? Anyway, whoops. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I thought I paused the live. But I can go right now. I told my wife just yesterday, I'm like, man, I think Silver Sally, she has a black Kia. She calls it Black Betty. Loves the song. I'm 54. She's 51. If you guys remember that song, Black Betty. If you don't remember it, oh dear God, God help you. It's such a great song from the 70s, I think. You've heard it. I guarantee you've heard it. It's in Americana. It's just out there. I call my Malibu Silver Sally because it's such a hunk of shit. And no offense to the name Sally. It's just the fact that we name our cars. It's just something stupid. But I told her, I said, Silver Sally's on its last legs. I think we need to go get a car. I hit up Kia and I was like, okay, 2 hours later, they're like, come pick it up. Now we don't know if we're going to get it yet, but there's some good prices going on right now with the economy. We can get a brand new car for 20 grand, $4,000 down, 16, and I qualify for the best rates because why? 720 credit score. So it's easier, guys. Life is easier. You don't have any problems. I want to go every time I go shop, I went to Dick's Sporting Goods, wanted to buy some golf clubs. They're like, hey, if you apply for credit, you get 10% off. I'm like, okay. So I got a Dick's Sporting Good Visa, got 10% off, got 12 months, same as cash. So I can pay my golf clubs off in 12 months. And I am a stickler for this. And this is the thing I have to teach you guys. Credit is short for the word credibility. Credibility, are you credible? I jokingly say this to people all the time who have bad credit score. I'm like, if you were me, would you lend money to you? And they would kind of look at, oh man, because they knew what their credit score was. They knew their ability. They knew their heart. And if their heart wasn't pure, they would go like, oh, I guess you're right. Like I don't look like somebody who has good credit. So yeah, you want loans and credit and this, that, and the other, but do you deserve it? Are you credible? Are you going to pay it back? Your credit score and your credit number is going to dictate that. And guys, when they came out in 1995, I was like, this is the dumbest fucking thing I ever saw. These credit scores are inaccurate. After 30 years looking at credit scores, I can tell you who's going to pay their bills and who's not. It is very accurate, unfortunately. If you're like, well, I shouldn't have a 550. Yeah, you should. Sorry. No offense. Not trying to piss you off. I didn't put you there. I didn't lend you any money. But if you're a 550, there's a reason, guys. There is a reason. Your payment history, your collections, your medical bills, all those things. Now, it may not be your fault. There's divorce, going out of business, losing a job, just getting overwhelmed with life. I'm not judging you. I am just saying there's a reason you're at 550. So fuck that. Let's continue to raise your score. But I want to give you the reason to shoot for 720. It's so nice. Went to Dick's Sporting Goods, got my golf clubs 12 months, same as cash. I want to buy a car, piece of cake, no problem. Want to refinance a house, piece of cake, no problem. Now, here is the best part, in my opinion, of having a 720 credit score. I own a lot of businesses. I do business at Wells Fargo Bank. My banker's name is Zach. Zach and I believe, are pretty decent friends. Although he's from Ohio. I'm originally from Michigan. So, of course, we have that, whatever. And he doesn't care. I don't care. There are way more important things in life than to have a grudge about stuff like that. But it's fun to fuck around with each other. Zach has helped me get all my business credit cards through Wells Fargo Bank. I have 5, 6, 7, 8 credit cards through Wells Fargo alone. 5 different businesses have $50,000 each, which is $250,000. I have 2 businesses with $10,000 each, Pink Slushy Media, Joey Matterhorn. And then I have my own personal credit card for $10,000. I own nothing on my credit cards. I pay them off every single week at the latest, sometimes every single day. I have several businesses and cash flow. It's easy for me, but I'm credible. I am credible. I pay my bills. I can do it all online. It's wonderful. Guys, I don't want to give you the story about walking uphill each way, like old people talk about, but I had to mail checks in to pay my bills before. We didn't have online payments. You had to write a physical check and mail it in the mail. It was embarrassing. You know, have all these online portals. I can go to Wells Fargo, log in, make my bank account payments, and make the credit card payments from the bank account. Is fucking beautiful. It's so easy. There is no excuse to have bad credit anymore, especially when you learn these things. But again, let's get back to why 720 is important. Those credit cards earn me about $11,000 a month back on the 2% that Wells Fargo gives you back because you have good credit and you pay your bills on time. I made $11,000 last month on that 2%, which means, if you think about how much we spend, $100,000 a week is 2% of 100,000 is $2,000. That $2,000 times 4 weeks is only 8. So I spend over $100,000 a week on my businesses, but I have 60 employees, 300 call center employees. We text, we email, we do a lot of shit. We're a pretty decent sized company. I would say we're a mid-sized company and growing. I want to be $100 million company in 5 years. I want to have companies that produce $100 million of commissions and income. I don't think I'm going to do it through influencing. I'm not doing this to become an influencer. Most people want to become an influencer to become successful. I think I'm already successful and on my way. That's when I will judge success, when we're that big of a company. Now, with me telling you that, spending 120, whatever it is, that 2% is 11,000. I get $11,000 back from Wells Fargo into my bank account just because I use these business credit cards. Discover will give you 1%. So I use Discover for my personal bills a lot, and I get, anywhere from, $200 to $500 a month back from Discover card, and I redeem it to a payment. So if my payment's $1,000 and I get $300 back, I deduct $300 and I only have to pay $700. There's all kinds of rewards, guys. I have a Caesars credit card. When I go to Caesars in Las Vegas, I use a Caesars credit card and they give me 5 times points. So every time I charge anything, I get all these points and I eat for free at minimum every single time I go to Vegas because of my points I can redeem. I live in Florida, in the southwest part of Florida, near Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral. Across the state is the Hard Rock Guitar Casino in Davie or Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, just north of Miami. It's a fantastic casino. I have the Unity card, the Unity credit card, $6,000 credit limit every time I charge something. Yesterday, I went to a steakhouse called Council Oaks, and I got a free meal because of me just using my credit card for gas. I didn't use it for anything special. They give you points every single time you use your credit card. I got a $150 steak, crab meat, cream spinach dinner. It was phenomenal for free just because I use my credit cards. So I have over a 720 credit score. You get all this shit for free. So let me summarize this for you. You get the best home rates when you're over 720. You can refinance your home, buy a home. I could buy an investment property right now. I was in the investment property business. I still have trauma over that life. I don't think I'm going to do it. But Airbnb didn't exist back then, and I had an Airbnb in Florida before we moved into the house. And we made good money, but that market is a little bit saturated. I have to really think it, and I like not having that stress of owning 128 rental properties. It was 128 rental property. I couldn't even say it. It causes me so much trauma. But I can refinance my home. I could buy an investment property right now. If someone goes into foreclosure for $300,000, that's worth $600,000. I could get a zero down investment property loan because of my credit score, income, blah blah blah. You have options. Second, I can get the best lease rates or car loan rates on buying a car. The third, I can get same as cash, 12 months financing anywhere I go. I can go anywhere and get 12 months same as cash. I went to Dick's Sporting Goods. I went to Rooms to Go, which is a furniture store. I had to get a new air conditioner, finance that. So, the the same as cash rewards is fantastic. I got a $7,000 furniture credit card at Rooms to Go through Synchrony Bank. 12 months same as cash. Paid $4,000 for indoor and outdoor furniture. Paid it all off in 12 months. $300 a month, no interest. Fantastic. Same with my air conditioner. Same with Dick's Sporting Goods. There's a few others I probably forgot. Okay, because I don't, I'm not here to tell you about those things. I'm just here to share stories and have you know that there's a way to get there, guys. 720 is where you want to go. I want you to take a freaking piece of paper, write 720, circle the damn thing, and put it on your wall. That's your goal. Every day you wake up, look at that. I don't know if you believe in manifestation. I don't know if you believe in law of attraction. I don't care whether you believe in it or not because it's true. Meaning, I don't know if you believe in gravity. I don't know if you believe in air. I don't know if you believe in love. But all three of those things are things you can't see. You can't see gravity. Yeah, you can see if someone jumps and they come down. Yeah, you can see the effect of gravity. You can see the effect of wind. You can see trees blowing over, but you can't see. Wind doesn't have a physical appearance. It lives in the abstract. Same with love. I mean, you can see how someone reacts to love, but you see a couple, yeah, you can see if they're in love, but you can't see the emotion of love. All three of those things exist whether you believe it or not, is what I'm getting at. Well, guess what? So does manifestation, and so does law of attraction. Okay. Put 720 credit score on there, and I want you to look at it every single day. Okay, because you need to start working your way towards a 720. It's a great life. And it's not like I have a 720. Stay away from my 720, guys. You can't come with me. It's not a law of averages. This isn't like a course in college where you're getting graded on a scale. Everybody could have a 720. It's not hard. Okay. So let's talk about the ways to get that credit, that 720. Number one, listen to the credit influencer. As I was launching the credit influencer, I talked to the guy who runs my search engine company. His name is Cody. One of my text message marketers' name is Jason. Uh, Bunch of people. Okay. And I said, hey, I'm going to launch the credit influencer. They said, cool, great idea. By the way, I listened to your stories over these past 4, 5, 6 years, and I fixed my own credit because of what you taught me. Like, you did fucking what? Like Cody, for example, he goes, yeah, I was below 5 or below 600 when I met you, and I'm well over 700 now. I don't know what he's at, but he goes, you didn't have the credit influencer. You didn't recommend things. So I didn't follow them at the time, but I learned how to fix my credit and add new credit. So I went to my bank, got a secured credit card, been paying on it for 2 years. Been doing this, got a car loan. He goes, yeah, I followed all your steps. Guys, they work. And I'm not telling you anything like secret. This is not like, oh man, you guys hear about this guy, the credit influencer? Nobody knows this. He's got all these tips and tricks. No, nothing I'm telling you is not. I'm just trying to help you get the balls and the courage up to actually take some action, guys. So, if you do nothing, nothing will happen. In 2 years, your credit will still be the same crappy it is right now. If your credit's bad, if your score is 550 now, it's going to be 550 in 2 years. Look back 2 years. Is it any better or worse? It's Possible. It could have been better, and then you made some late payments, but it doesn't get better on its own. You have to take action. I've had people say, you know what? 6.5 years ago, I had a repossession. In 6 months, it's going to fall off my credit report. Guys, there is no 7-year rule. That means 7 years from the time the debt went bad. The 7-year rule is that 7 years from when a bad debt or a debt is paid in full, you can request it to fall off your credit report. Doesn't mean it's going to. But if you have a repossession from 6.5 years ago and you think it's going to fall off in 6 months, it's not. Your 7 years doesn't start until it's paid in full. Sorry. So we'll talk about credit repair later. We're going to talk about adding credit now. If you want to add credit, if you go to thecreditinfluencer.com, thecreditinfluencer.com, I'm going to eventually, as I build up this brand, have links in this and have, text message keywords like text, Joey D to, 52472 or whatever. I'm going to start doing all that stuff. Right now, I'm just kind of learning what the fuck I'm doing. Okay. I don't know if I'm any good. I'd like to know, guys, can you start asking, like, you can be honest and don't be a douchebag. If you don't say, oh, you're stupid, you suck, but I've been watching you for 20 minutes. If you don't like me, say it. And if you do, let me know. Let me know what I can do better. Let me know what you want to hear. Start typing some shit in. Let's start reading some of this stuff. Let me know. I don't know if I can see out of this stuff because I'm old and I don't have any fucking idea what I'm doing. So, invite Vanessa Leon to co-host. Lucecita Lopez joined. Hamza 786 to co-host. Viewer 45297. What the fuck is viewer? 45297. Okay, well, viewer 4. Anyways, maybe I'm not looking at the right spot for comments and stuff like that. But start telling me stuff that you want me to do a little bit better. I'm trying to get better at this, and here's what I'm going to do over this month from November 11th all the way until December 30th. I'm going to get better. I'm going to learn. I'm going to figure out what you guys want to hear. I'm going to figure out what you guys want to see. I'm going to start talking to you about that stuff. I'm going to learn how to read this fucking shit so I can know if someone asks a question. Invite. Ooh, I don't even know how to read that language to co-host. Dude's got a seatbelt on, got sunglasses on, and anyway, I don't know what your name is, bro. I don't know. I think that's Arabic. I don't know how to read Arabic. But anyways, when I learn how to do this, when I learn to have a screen up, when I learn to be able to turn my head and actually look at a screen because I don't know how to do that, I will get better at this. Did we talk about trying to do that here? Did we talk about trying to figure out ways for me to figure out how to do this? Let's take a look here. There's this credit influencer. Sorry, guys, give me 10 seconds here. 1, 2, 10. Okay, done. Okay. Edgar is our video guy. Edgar, you are typing into Microsoft Teams right now. Somebody's question, I think. Can you let me know who has a question and what I can answer, if anything, guys? Oh, no questions right now. Okay. Guys, listen. If you have questions, let me know. If you want to actually start raising your credit score right now, it's super simple. Go to thecreditinfluencer.com. In 5 seconds, a modal, MODAL, will pop over and it will say, hey, you're watching Joe live right now. Click on this link and take the first 4 steps. The first 4 steps is SoFi to get your credit score. If you're over 720, congratulations, you're great. You don't need me. We should meet at the 720 Club. That's a great idea. The 720 Club. I think the 700 Club is a religious thing, so we'll stay away from that number, but we'll figure that stuff out. The second step is to enroll in Self. Self will report your rent to your credit report. Self will offer you things to do if your credit's bad, and Self will give you a secured credit card. A secured credit card is where you send them $100. They give you a credit card, and then you can start making payments. They will give you credit if you have bad credit. You just have to give them a deposit of $100. Kickoff, you pay $5 a month to yourself. Click on step 3, kickoff, and you can start paying yourself back. That's your third trade line. Guys, if you do these things, you'll have a 720. If you don't, you won't. Or you might, but you won't unless you do something. If you do nothing, you will not have a 720. They do not grow out of nowhere. You have to have payment history. The fourth step is if you need AI credit repair, the Credit Builder IQ for $1 will start fixing your credit, writing your credit letters using AI to dispute all the negative information, and you will be good to go. Long story short, guys, this is a quick live. I wanted to give enough content out here to create enough lives to grow the viewership and do all that stuff and give you some information, because having a 720 credit score can and will be life changing. It's nice to know that at any given moment I can go get a credit card. All I have to do is apply. At any given moment, if I'm in trouble, I can use my credit cards. At any given moment, if I see an investment, I can use my credit cards. I could buy a house with a credit card, guys, right now, and that's phenomenal. People are struggling. And if you're struggling, I apologize. Life is tough right now. I've never seen it. I've never seen it like this. And this isn't political. This is financial. Shit's through the roof. I went to buy a steak the other day. It was 23 bucks. I said, fuck you. I could buy the steak. Probably buy at the grocery store. But I'm not paying 23 bucks for a fucking steak. Are you kidding me? I couldn't believe it. I'm paying 23 bucks for a steak. I'm going to pay 35 bucks in a nice restaurant with a salad and all the trimmings. I'm not paying 23 bucks for I just can't do it. It sucks right now. It's just not good. You need credit sometimes to survive. And if you're using credit to survive, that might be how you got into credit trouble. But there's ways to get around that, and we'll talk about that as we go. If you want help, go to thecreditinfluencer.com, click on sign up, fill out the information. We will help you. We've got an ad campaign starting over the next couple of months. We're going to start driving massive amounts of traffic to the credit influencer. You're going to see my face all over the goddamn place because I really want to show people how to do influencing the right way, become an expert, become entertaining. Those two things are how you become an influencer. And credit is boring. I mean, you fucking kidding me? This is boring. Who the fuck wants to watch a credit? I'm surprised there's people on here. I literally am. I'm happy that you're here, but people want to see Alex Earl, a pretty girl doing makeup. Millions of people watch that girl, and good for her. I'm really happy for her. No shade here. I can't believe people watch that. But to each their own. If you like Alex Earl, congratulations. There's all kinds of influencers. People I like watching some of them. I like watching there's this guy Alex Hermosi. I'm not sure I understand and agree with some of his business principles, but he's entertaining as fuck to watch. He's a cool guy. I like it. Some comedians and podcasts. This content thing isn't going away. It's just getting started. And if you want to become an influencer, we own a site called Microspire. And you can sign up to get influencer training and learn how to do all this stuff. And I'm doing it to make this as an example so people can learn. So happy Wednesday. It's 4:00 Eastern time. I don't know all the different time zone stuff, but the bottom line is that we got some work to do on some messaging. But I'm glad you watched. I hope all is well. I hope to see you on our next live. Like, subscribe, follow along, and we'll get you more information as we go. Thanks for watching.